But there was always the seaside to escape to. Teesside's always been lucky in that sunny Redcar is only a short bus or train ride away, and in the 50s and 60s it's all many people had by way of a holiday. Summer weekends and bank holidays would bring in the crowds. On a hot day the seafront would be heaving. Gordon Richards was actually born in Stockton but made his new home in Redcar, quickly joining in the busy and colourful life of the town.
When we moved into Redcar High Street, there was still traffic coming up and down. We still had buses and bus stops in Redcar High Street. It was a very busy place, and the promenade itself still had plenty of traffic on it. It was a very busy town, particularly in the summer. I can remember from 1954 onwards, there were still people coming regularly every year to stay for 2 or 3 weeks for holiday.
Redcar's famous ice cream, a game or two of bingo, and fish and chips out of old newspaper for dinner. It didn't get a lot better than this. The trains poured thousands of day trippers out onto the sun-baked streets, all heading for the wide sandy beaches and the delights that awaited every child there. But the resort also had a life of its own for the people who called it home.
One of the things that used to happen every year in Redcar was the Redcar Carnival, where we had jazz bands, these children's jazz bands mainly from the Durham area coming and parading. We had a Redcar Carnival Queen. There was floats put on by the local services. The RAF used to be very predominant in the parades. It was always a big day for the local people to watch the carnival parade. It was something that one looked forward to every year, hoping for good weather. We didn't have the kind of entertainment we have nowadays with TV, and you can hire a video and hire a film and such like. And you used to look forward to things that happened in the area, and the carnival week was one of the things that was something to look forward to and enjoy.
Gordon Richards was every inch the professional with a taste for the amateur. He earned his living making industrial films, but when off duty couldn't resist the call of the celluloid. When his day's work was over, he'd don his amateur's cap as a member of Redcar Cine Club to record local events. Here in the opening years of the 60s, the world's oldest lifeboat, the Zetland, is being winched out of its boathouse for the long journey northwards for an exhibition in Edinburgh. Gordon's expertise has passed on to us complete stories, not just moving snapshots, but films containing a thread of narrative. This was not, though, filmmaking for its own sake. There was a powerful motive, which once a year brought the community together for something few towns were lucky enough to have.
One of the things they did was produce every year a newsreel of the events in and about Redcar. It was shot on 9.5mm black and white film. There wasn't any sound, and commentary and music was added live on the night of the public show. And what they used to do was try and film events throughout the year in Redcar where there were a number of people involved. Like they'd film a cricket match, knowing that everyone who had relatives on the cricket team would be at the annual show. One of the spectacular events that Redcar Cine Club managed to capture on film as part of their annual newsreel was the big storms of 1953. In the early part of the year, spring of 1953, when all the amusements and everything were all on the beach, we had this violent storm, and I remember the commentary, it said, "High spring tides coupled with strong winds from the north wrought havoc and destruction on the east coast." At Redcar we'd had high tides in the past, but not since the destruction of the pier in the early 1940s had we seen an onslaught of this nature. That particular year we titled the film A Stormy Start, and at the end of the film we had a tranquil finish. in August, etc., sunshine came out and we saw people on the beach enjoying themselves as usual.
One thing Redcar takes great pride in is its racecourse. It was an obvious target for club members' viewfinders. Nothing was too big or too small a subject for the club. And thanks to them, Redcar has its very own moving history book.
I don't think we realised sort of 50 years later, as it were, how valuable those films would be as a record of events that happened in the town and of scenes in the town that you can't see now. You can't see traffic in the high streets. You can't see a bandstand because we haven't got one. The pier ballroom's disappeared and there's shots of that there. Lots of little things that, in the film that you don't realise at the time when you're shooting it how important it is in years to come.